Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Arif and today is the second video in the series Let's Talk. Today I'm going to be talking to one of my friends from MIT, Kishalaya Day, who is right now in Boston working with Amazon. Today we're going to be talking about his journey, how he went from Manipal to USC and then from USC to Amazon. So without wasting any further time, let's get right into the video. Hey Kishalaya, how are you?
Hi Arif, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? You just got up, right?
Yes, it's 7:30 a.m. in Boston,
Thank
and
you, man. Thank you for
this
waking up
is
early.
yeah, that's sure. This is something new for breakfast. Excited for it.
Great. So welcome to the channel. It's great having you here. And so just
Great to be here. Yep.
thank you. So let's start with your introduction. Introduce yourself to the channel.
Hi, I'm Kishalaya. I'm a recent graduate from USC with a master's in electrical engineering. Right now, I'm working at Amazon Alexa in the Alexa speech team as an applied scientist and working on some really cool features which hopefully will be rolled out soon.
So let us talk about first of all how you got into this whole, doing a master's thing. Why did you choose an MS degree and not the management side? Why not an MBA? Why an MS degree?
Right. So I was always inclined towards research and academics throughout my childhood and my college years. I was interested in the courses I was taking, especially signal processing and speech signal processing. And I just wanted to dive deep into that, research more, maybe get a PhD degree later on. So that was always my plan, and management was just not, I was just not cut out for management. So it was a clear choice.
Okay, now coming to the question, the second question, after deciding that you would like to go for the MS degree, what made you choose USA? Like we all know, okay, fine, USA is considered to be one of the best places. The STEM degrees there are phenomenal and it is a target destination for a lot of students. Is that the only reason you wanted to go to USA or some other motivation behind it?
So when I was applying for MS, I did consider Europe as well. I was weighing both the options, but right from the beginning, the colleges or the programs I found in the US were more exciting for me. I found them more interesting. The labs and the professors and the publications they had made, specifically like the SAIL lab at USC, that got my attention, and Professor Shrikant Narayanan was there, who's a really known guy in the speech community. Also, the jobs related to speech signal processing were mostly concentrated in the US. Companies like Apple, Amazon, Google, they all have a speech team, even Microsoft. So I thought it was a dream to join the speech team of the FANG companies, as they call. I guess Netflix doesn't have a speech team. So it was like you said, the STEM extension was a big factor as well. Uh, there was some uncertainty about getting a work visa, but it was just a chance I took.
So one question that is very interesting and comes to every single student out there who's pursuing his or her bachelor's degree is to go right after your graduation, after your bachelor's, and maybe get that experience. So, as I know, you went right after the fourth year.
Right. I think it was a very lucky series of events for me. After my third year at Manipal, I interned. I had a research internship at IIT Mandi where I worked with speech emotion recognition. And at the end of the internship, I was invited for my senior capstone project, which is during the 8th sem for a 6-month internship. And it was
At
during
IIT
this
Mandi itself, is it?
at IIT Mandi itself, under the same prof. We were working on something really cool. And that got me interested that, wow, this is something that might be more prevalent in the future. I didn't know like the voice assistants and everything would boom up so much. Was back in 2017. So I kind of knew that this is what I want to work on. This is what I want to research and maybe get a PhD later on. So I didn't want to wait after my bachelor's to get some work experience. I just knew that okay, this is something I want to do. It's totally fine not to know what you want to work on or research about after your college, after your undergrad. I have friends at USC uh, who did their bachelor's, got a master's, worked, and then again came back for a master's in a totally different field. So there's no pressure as such, but it was just that I was lucky enough to find a topic which motivated and excited me.
So we can say that basically you found your motivation in your sixth sem, that your internship really motivated you and inspired you that I really want to get into this field, get my master's in this field, and later on get my PhD. So your path was set, and that is why you didn't want to waste any time and just went for masters. So yeah, mostly after this, a lot of people get into that decision, like always, what schools do I should apply, like should I apply to. So what approach did you follow? Did you follow the traditional safe competitive dream, or you had some other thing in mind? Just walk us through your
Yes.
college applications.
Yeah, so it was a balanced mix of applications which I sent for my masters. I had two dream colleges, two match colleges, and two safe colleges. So UCLA and Georgia Tech were my dream colleges. USC and UIUC were my match, and UT Dallas and U Florida were my safe. Uh, I got accepts from USC, UT Dallas, and U Florida, and rejects from the other three.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, you got one from the competitive, the match one, and two from
Yeah.
the safe schools.
Yeah.
So, like, what did you experience at that time? Since you got rejected
Right.
from both the dream schools, I also somewhat know about that.
Yeah.
Getting rejected from my dream school. So, what decision? What
Yeah.
made you choose USC at that time?
Right. Yeah, I watched your previous video on the Essex school business, and it was something similar I experienced that time. It was really a bummer, especially seeing your other friends already have job offers and their immediate future sorted, whereas in February, March, I was still waiting for my admits and not knowing what will happen in the future. Uh, the rejects from UCLA and Georgia Tech were a little hard to take. I had to cheer myself up like through any ways I could. But after that, my third admit was USC, and that changed the whole scenario. So, and then I started thinking that maybe it's not the like
End of the
end of
world.
my road or end of the world if I got a reject from Georgia Tech and UCLA, my dream colleges. I just went ahead with USC and trusted my decision. The reason to choose USC over UT Dallas and U Florida was that USC had a better engineering program, and Professor Shrikant Narayanan was there, as I mentioned earlier. So it was a no-brainer between the three colleges. And later I was happy with my decision once I reached USC, and now I'm at a great place. So it works out eventually. It's not the end of the road if you don't get your dream admits.
Okay, so as we discussed right now that you had one of the best experiences, your decision to go to the USC was turned out to be really well. So just in short, maybe you could tell us about how was your experience overall at USC?
Yes, it was one word for it would be transformative, uh, be it from a professional point of view or a personal point of view. I had some really good and interesting coursework, speech recognition, machine learning, natural language processing. I did a summer internship at Sensory, which was great. I went to a new city and worked with like some amazing people. I went on a few camping trips, enjoyed beautiful sunsets in LA at Santa Monica and Venice Beach, and
Living
other
that
places.
dream American lifestyle, huh?
Yes,
Camping,
yes,
going to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, LA, Los Angeles, LA is a beautiful city to live, and I totally enjoyed my time. I did some hiking. I saw the Hollywood sign up close, stargazing, and then after that, cooking with friends, and they become your family. Your friends become your family when you go away for masters. So that was a fun experience. And then lastly, not to forget my on-campus jobs. So most master students go for an on-campus job, where for me, I met some people from totally
Different
different countries.
nationalities. So, coming to one of the most interesting questions that I really personally want to ask you is, whenever we come across an applied scientist role, we always imagine, a computer science person behind it. And I'm not generalizing, but we generally see a computer science guy. And as I know, you come from an electronics background at MIT, and then even at USC, you did masters in electrical. So, how did a guy from an electronics and electrical background land up a applied scientist job at Amazon? Just walk us through that journey.
Yeah. Before I answer your question, I have an interesting story to share. So this was towards the end of summer internship at Sensory. I was reading a few research papers and found one by the Amazon team, the Alexa team, which I'm currently on. And I reached out to one of the authors who, through LinkedIn, who turned out to be a hiring manager. And I just sent him a normal connect request saying, "Hey, I read your paper and I'd like to stay connected." He replied by saying, "Hey, are you looking for internships?" So that was a big moment for me, getting a reply from a hiring manager at Amazon Alexa, the dream, one of my dream teams, which I wanted to join. So I said, definitely, yeah. And then things started moving on. He asked me what dates I would prefer. I said maybe in the spring, Jan 2020 to May 2020, in my last semester. Things
Okay,
moved
so
on from
at
there.
that time, I think you were doing your summer internship, right?
Yes, I was doing
So,
my summer
okay.
internship. So immediately I said no, because there was no way I could join them. But I wanted to explore
you
a
so you
future
basically you
opportunity.
said no to Amazon at that time.
At that time, yeah, for a short while, yeah.
Pretty funny,
Uh,
yeah.
and then things started moving on. Recruiters reached out and scheduled an interview. So uh, what I feel was the right combination of coursework and proper internship experience, which helped me land this Amazon job, and obviously the my desire to join the team. I took some really great courses, relevant courses at USC, like NLP, natural language processing, speech recognition, and machine learning. And the work I did during my summer internship at Sensory was aligning with the team, or with the projects my team at Amazon was focusing on. So that worked out well.
Okay, so as you said right now that you didn't immediately join the Amazon internship and asked
Mm,
for a internship probably in the eighth semester, if I remember correctly.
yes.
So just walk us through the whole process, the interview part, because a lot of people are really interested in knowing how to get, how to land this applied scientist job. I'm sure you must also get a lot of questions regarding this role.
Yes. Yeah, I do get a lot of questions on LinkedIn, of people asking me how to prepare and what kind of questions to expect. Um, so applied scientist is basically 50% machine learning and 50% coding. So you are expected to have a coding efficiency of a SD1 level, and the knack for research and coming up with solutions for the machine learning part. So I had, with that in mind, I had two rounds of interview scheduled for my internship. One was the coding round, one was the machine learning round. The machine learning round, I was asked everything about my machine learning projects I had done before,
Mhm.
how I went about it, and a timeline. Basically, I followed the star format, which was very helpful. And then in
Uh,
the coding round, I was
just
asked,
just for the viewers here right now, like
mhm,
I'm actually not familiar with the star process, so
yeah,
I'm just imagining a lot of people won't. So can you
oh,
just walk through that? Like
yes,
even I'm not aware of the star process. So what is that exactly?
right, definitely. So star is basically situation, task, action, and result. Um, I'm not sure if I said the right full form, but that's what it was for me. So I started with explaining the projects, the key goals, and the key results we were trying to achieve. That was the situation part. The task was how we went about it, what machine learning concepts we applied, what models we used, and then action was like how did we implement them. and then results, what insights we got, and the basic results we got. So this is a good format to follow for any kind of interviews, not just Amazon. And yeah, that was it.
And this was the machine learning round, or is the coding round?
This was the machine learning
Machine
round
learning,
because most
yeah.
of my projects, almost all of my projects were machine learning based. I did not have any prior coding projects.
So just the machine learning round was the first round, or was it,
Yes.
both the rounds are mandatory, or is it like you cross one round and then you go to the second round?
So both the rounds were scheduled irrespective of the results of either one of them. So first was my machine learning round, which went great, honestly. Like we spoke for over an hour, the interview and I. Second round was coding. It was about one question which was asked, and then I implemented the solution, but then was asked to improve the time and space complexity. So that was it.
So just a little advice for people who might, you know, want to apply to Amazon. So how did you, just in short, how did you approach, or how did you study for the coding round or the machine learning round? Any advice for people who want to apply for this job?
Yeah. So in my case, everything moved really fast, and I did not have a lot of time to prepare for my coding rounds, to be honest. I had 1 week of time, so I found some courses on Udemy and edX and just sat through them for like a week straight, just focused on them, solved some lead code questions, and just outlined the approach I was taking while solving lead code questions, like speaking out my mind at every step. I think that is very helpful in a coding round. Like whatever comes to your mind, you should know, you should speak it out so that the interviewer knows how you are connecting the dots. A
Basically,
lot of
trying to,
times,
just letting the interview know your thinking process.
thinking process, letting him take a peek in your brain and see how you're thinking. Uh, but one approach which I followed and worked for me was never to have a conversation with the interviewer go silent. Like there shouldn't be silence during the conversation. It just becomes awkward and boring. So I was always speaking my mind, like, hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna use a for loop here. I'm gonna use a set
We can
here.
even say in this case that it's really important to be proactive.
Proactive, yes. That was it. And the concepts I focus on usual interview guide for coding round, like the data structures and algorithms, the graphs, trees, everything. So that was it mostly.
Nice, nice. So, as far as I know, you had this internship from I think January 2020 till April 2020, is it?
April.
4
Yeah,
months.
that
so,
is right.
And congratulations on converting that into a full-time role. And
Thanks, Arif.
I'm just really curious, and a lot of people also would want to know that during this pandemic, everything has been disturbed since February, and unfortunately, a lot of students, even our batchmates, are unfortunately coming back because they are not able to find employment, and a lot of people are in need. So, just walk us through what did you do, or what made your like role different, and how did you approach so you were able to convert your internship into a full-time role?
Right. I think from the beginning itself, from the onset of the internship itself, I had just one goal in mind, that was to get a return offer any way I could. I just knew it beforehand, and all my actions were then directed to by this idea and by this motivation. Um, what helped during the internship was to speak with my manager and my mentor on a regular basis, and other members of the team, just trying to get a feel of the work they do, and um, speak with them and get their experiences. Maintain One of the most important things which I did was maintain a daily journal of everything I did, because towards the end of the internship, when you have to submit a self review, you tend to forget, like, okay, what did I do during my internship in the previous 3 months? Our retention policy is not that great. So document everything. Documentation was very important in my internship.
So it's like a personal
And
general journal that you kept, just so
yes,
that you
not just
can
personal,
reflect back.
like like the internship journal, you could say, the ideas and the action items I achieved and everything. So that was important. Having a clear communication channel with my manager so that he knows what I am doing exactly. And with this pandemic, which was during the middle of my internship, where I had to transition from working at office to working from home, it was challenging, of course, but having this clear communication channel with my manager helped. And some small tidbits, like always having the video open, your video on when you're in meeting, so that people see you and it feels a little more personal. And otherwise, yeah, another thing which helped me get the return offer was consistent hard work. Like, I could not have bursts of hard work, like, okay, I work hard for like 3 hours and then take a chill pill and relax. No, every day you set the boundaries between work and fun. Sometimes work is fun, but then other times it's not. So you have to
You
set
just
clear
have to
boundaries.
find that
Yeah.
balance. Yeah.
And consistent hard work, that's what helped. And just
Definitely.
like believing that you're doing the right thing and hoping things turn out right.
I am gonna agree 100% on this. Consistency is key. No matter
Yeah.
what you do, even if you're terrible
Mhm.
at it right now, you'll
Yeah.
definitely improve with consistency.
Yeah. And if I did come across any problems or roadblocks, which were a lot, I would not spend more than a day trying to figure out what was going on. I would reach out to my team immediate, like after a day. I would reach out to them like, hey, this is not working, can you help me? People appreciate that. We usually, I was a little apprehensive that, oh, am I disturbing their work, their rhythm or anything? But no, people appreciate it when you reach out to them for help, because you're working towards a common goal and you shouldn't waste your time like that. So
Great advice.
that was everything that helped me get a return offer.
So it's been a very fantastic journey, I must say, 4 months of internship and then converting into a full-time job. So when did your full-time job actually start? Was it like in June, July, or
Yeah, so I got the return offer on the last day of my internship, in April, and then I had to wait for my work authorization, by USC MS, and I started working full time from June 29th. So it's been a little more than a month now.
1 month, 1 day? Great.
1 month, 1 day.
From the dream job at Amazon, applied scientist.
Yes, it's for the like for the most part of it, it was like very exciting to work on a team like this, and knowing that some of the features you make, or some of the features or skills you add to Alexa, your friends are gonna use it, and then your friends and family, and then they will give feedback to you, and you can show off that, hey, you know what, this feature I worked on it. So that was kind of a
It's
good
crazy,
part.
man.
And
Voice assistant really is the future.
yeah.
It like, I'm a big fan of Gary Vaynerchuk, and he foresees in the future, like, it's going to be a time in the future where you have a milk carton in the fridge, and as soon as it gets empty, maybe an Alexa voice will come out from the fridge and say, "Hey Arif, your milk carton is empty. Shall I order one from Amazon?" Like, everything will be integrated, and it's going to be a really easy future for a lot of people.
Right.
So you're working in a
Definitely.
very blooming field. So it has been great talking to you, man. I'm really sure a lot of people who really look up to, those applied scientist role jobs, working for Amazon in USA, that's like a dream for a lot of people. So I'm sure a lot of people will still have questions after this interview, and for that I'm going to be putting up your links, your LinkedIn, your Facebook in the description. And guys, if you have any questions, do put them in the comments, or just Kishalaya and I both will try to answer. I'm sure Kishalaya would love to answer those questions as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And yeah, so I'm going to be putting up his links in the description, and do feel free to reach out to him. And if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments.
Yes. Overall, thanks, Arif. This was really an interesting experience. Thanks for inviting me. And hey guys, so if you're watching this video, I'm sure Arif is doing an interesting project which will turn out really good in the future. So stay tuned for more updates, and like, share, and subscribe to this video, and to Arif's channel.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Kishalaya. Thank you. So
Definitely.
just start your day. It's almost 8 o'clock, I guess.
It's almost 8 o'clock.
8
Time to
o'clock.
start
Yeah,
my
time to start your
day,
day.
have breakfast, and then
Chalo,
work on
man,
some
start
new
your day.
Alexa features.
Definitely. Come on, start your day. Chalo, see you again,
Okay.
man. Bye.
All right. See you.
Thanks
Bye.
a lot. Bye.